Hi guys. Okay, this is Spirit Chat take two. So we'll see if we have a strong enough connection this time. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and go ahead and ask questions below as soon as you come on for the Spirit Chat session. What I wanted to talk to you guys about is I've been teaching some people about spiritual development and that sort of thing, and I have some young students who I've been teaching, and they're sensitive. They're learning their abilities. They're learning about why that they cannot sleep, or why they're feeling anxiety or feeling afraid, and that sort of thing. And what is happening as I'm watching them develop and watching them learn and getting very comfortable with their abilities is they still hang out with a lot of the same people, and they think that they can live their lives the way that they normally live. And then it got me thinking, I don't think that a lot of people realize that once you start developing spiritually, and really develop on a high level, and this is going to be changing from how it was before, because before you used to be able to block it out if you wanted to. So you could develop and then you would block things out. Now you are not going to be able to block things out the way that you used to be able to block things out. So as people are developing, they're going to sort of stay developed whether they ignore it or not. They're not going to be able to just go, no, I don't want to do this anymore. And when that happens, I'm noticing that people are still hanging around with the same type of negative energies in their life. And when that happens, these negative people and these negative energy comes in and connects to these people. It's all up in their energy field. It comes with them to their house. It comes and rubs off in your space. And a lot of these young students that I've been teaching, they're wondering, why is my house being so chaotic? Why is all this, why does it feel like my life is sort of chaotic and in nature and all this stuff is happening? Well, when you hang out with people with chaotic energy and you're sensitive, it will really affect your life on a chaotic level. So that's really important to know. And it's important to know that when you develop yourself on a spiritual level, when you really go and develop high, you can no longer live your life the way that everybody else lives their life, in regards to thinking that you can be around negativity and not have it affect you as much, thinking that you can be around big spaces and not have it affect you as much, thinking that you can be around really aggressive energy and not have it affect you so much. As you develop spiritually, all of these things are going to affect you on a level that you're not used to. And what happens when that happens is several things. It can affect you physically and make you not feel so good on a physical level. It can affect your life and events that happen in your life, which sounds weird, but it's true. It can affect events that happen in your life. It can make things feel more chaotic in nature. It can make events feel more chaotic in nature, and you can bring that into your household. It can affect the people around you. So you don't expect, for those of you who are very interested in developing spiritually and opening up and getting your vibration raising and your chakras spinning, don't expect that to be able to do that and still live your life the way you've been living it in the same manner. That would be kind of like, I guess, if you went on a diet to lose weight, and you went on like a natural food organic diet, or like, I guess you wanted to go on a diet, so you exercised and you started being a health nut, and then you went and ate McDonald's and bags of Cheetos every day. You cannot have it both ways. It's not going to make you feel good. And so that's the same with your spirituality. As you develop it, you cannot hang around people who are really pulling in a lot of negative energies and be okay. It doesn't work the same way. You're going to be a lot more affected than you realize. So that's really important. I found that interesting. So I have a few people that have questions. I totally agree with you. Gail says you can never go back as your vibration is now higher. Now that's a really good point, and I did bring that up. But Gail, in the past, and this is what I want people to realize, the difference is you used to be able to go back in vibration, and people still can go down in vibration, but their spiritual body is not going to close down anymore the way that it used to. So before this shift, where the energy was primarily physical energy, people were able to shut out the spiritual aspect of themselves a lot easier than they can now. That's no longer going to be the case. People are not going to be able to shut down their spirituality, or that's the wrong word, their spiritual body. You're not going to be able to shut down your spiritual senses as you might have done when you were a child. A lot of you probably had psychic senses when you were a child, or spiritual senses when you were a child, and you were able to shut that out at some point in time when you were middle school or high school. People are no longer going to be able to do that. It's just with this shift, the spiritual energy is too high. Your spiritual body is going to fight you on it, and it's going to be open regardless. So it's just a lot better if you don't fight with it, and you just kind of learn to live with it. And because really cool things are going to happen if you learn to live with it. Really cool things. You're going to learn how to be guided and learn to be more fulfilled than you've ever been your entire life. It is going to be the most amazing journey. So that's going to be really cool. And I'd like you guys to go ahead and ask questions now. Is it because we are more open? It's because we are more open, but it's primarily because of the dimensional shift. This has been long coming for thousands of years. It's so cool that we are in this time frame, that we are getting to see this dimensional shift. Everything's going to be shifting primarily to a spiritual energy. And so where we were physical before, it's going to be spiritual now. So that's a lot of it. It's not going to allow you to shut down in the way that you were able to shut it out before. Nikita, why are some people like me and others who listen more interested and believe in... I'm going to have to come close to the camera, guys, so I can read this. Why are some people like me and others who listen more interested and believe in spirituality than in all of these topics and shows, and there are others who don't? Doesn't mean I'm an old soul and had many lifetimes on earth. Are we meant to have different yet special experiences compared to... we're all meant to be different is why. And also there's lots of reasons for that. You might be listening to yourself. You might be listening to your spiritual body more. Some souls that are on this planet are lighter souls. Some are darker souls. Some are kind of gray souls. They're not interested in high vibration. They're more interested in low vibration. That's a real thing. Again, I know you guys think this is weird, but this is so true. Think Darth Vader versus Princess Leia. Some people are just more drawn towards the dark side. Some people are drawn towards a light side. That's going to be while they're here on earth. It's going to be while they're not on this earth. So that could be part of it. A lot of it is, it's very brainwashing. A lot of people have been taught their entire life to be very physical, and the as well. So, hey, I'm back, you guys. My connection's weak, so I don't know what's happening there. So there's a lot of different reasons, and I like to tell people, even with people that I teach, I'm not here to teach those who are not ready to raise their vibration. That takes too much work for me. I'm here to teach those who are ready to raise their vibration and are very interested in learning how to raise their vibration, who are interested in already they're experiencing their spiritual body shifting, and that they're wanting to know, what does this mean, or how can I be better at this, or how can I integrate this into my life in a way that enhances it? Like, these are the people that I'm interested in getting to. I'm not even interested in getting to, even I have friends and family who are so remotely not even interested in this. And I don't talk to them about this. I mean, if they're open to it and they want to talk to me about it, I'm fantastic. Let's have great conversations. But if you're not interested in it, that's fantastic too. We can talk about other things. So don't stress out or try to force yourself or others to raise their vibration either. And that's kind of hard when you're really excited about how you're feeling and you're feeling good and you're really on this amazing journey. So just talk to people who have the common interest. Talk to people in this group. Talk to people who are friends and family that do want to raise their vibration, because what will happen if you try to force people to be ready to raise their own vibration, which you cannot force anybody to do anyways, but if you try to go, hey, but if you did this, you'd feel better, they're going to shut you out, and then it's going to make you feel bad, and then it's going to start bringing your own vibration down. You know, just don't even mess with that. So I feel like this is why I felt, Michelle says, I feel like this is why I have felt my family and I are on the very edge of something bigger than we've ever known before. I have dealt with this edgy energy for so long. I'm ready to be a part of the leap. That has all be a part of it. Perhaps we are awaiting this shift. Everybody's been awaiting this shift for a long time. It's an exciting time. So but you do have to be careful. You do have to make good choices, and you do have to nourish your spiritual body and make sure that you're more aware than you were before. So you want to be more aware of the types of energies that you're bringing into your life, you're bringing into your house, you're bringing into your family, and that you have relationships with. That's really important. I saw your posting about Stardust and immediately felt called. It immediately called my attention. I felt so calm when I started reading it. Do you mind giving me more information about that? Give me more of a specific question, Miriam, so I can help answer that, and I'll check back for your more specific question. I have a couple more questions already coming in fast. You guys are fast today. Thank you for answering my first question. Nikita says, how can I get validation through our lives that we're actually checking off the things we plan to accomplish or experience when we plan in our chart? Is there a way to know what we're doing and what we're supposed to do? My husband is a recovering drug addict, and I truly believe one of his struggles. Well, yes, things like that are planned. I guess I don't like you guys to be concerned about checking off things on your chart per se, as to make sure that you're always doing good things that make you feel good right now, because there's several points in your chart of getting from point A to point B to point C to point D, and there are several paths to get from point A to point B. So if you're here, you could take this path, it's a rocky road. You could take this, which is a straight road. You could take this, which is a leisurely road. So there are several ways. You do have check places in your life and things that are meant to happen, like marriage, divorce, kids. Different events in your life are there and are supposed to happen. However, on the flip side of that, we are also built with a lot of free will, and we have the ability to go ahead and make different choices in how we get through to these points A's and point B's, and how we handle things. And that is completely up to you as a soul, and how you get through this life, and how well you do it, how well that you handle things. That's all a part of our soul learning and our soul accomplishment. That's an individual thing. So not everything is scripted. Only some things and events are charted for you, but you have a lot of free will and control on the interim parts of getting from point A to point B to point C. And that's what's really important, because people don't realize that, you know, you can change your life and you can do things really hard, or you can do things that are not so hard, but it's really important that you are guided by your intuition and psychic ability, or any psychic senses that you have, if you want to get through in an easier way. But a lot of times people don't want to be guided by that. They want to listen to their brain and go, well, this is the way it's supposed to be, and I learned this, and you know, life's supposed to be hard, and we're supposed to work for everything that we need to get. And you know, they start hearing all this chatter of friends and family that tell them how difficult life is supposed to be, and they constantly listen to this outside chatter, which is not their intuition, which is inside chatter. It's the feelings you get across your chest, your midsection, and they don't listen to anything that their guides are telling them, and that can make life really, really difficult. So you are going to get through. You are going to hit the checkpoints, your major checkpoints. It's just going to happen whether you choose to do it or not to do it. It doesn't matter if you're aware of it or not aware of it. You will hit the major checkpoints. That's a given. How you get to those checkpoints is going to be your own crazy journey. So that's going to be a fun thing for you to experience. So let's see. During this time, will it be easier for us to tap into Julia? During this time, will it be easier for you to use... Easier for us, I think is what you mean, to tap into our psychic abilities, or should we just focus on what we're heightened in already? That's actually going to be in my class that's coming up, but everybody has different abilities. Nobody's the same. You have different degrees of abilities, and in this class I'm actually going to have you take a quiz or a test that's going to explain and show you what degrees of what type of abilities that you have, which is going to be really cool. You want to just, nobody has the same abilities, but don't try to be clairvoyant or clairaudient if you're an empath, or don't try to be clairaudient if you're clairvoyant, or you may have both, you may not have either, but it's really important to learn what your abilities are and always just develop those, heighten those. If you end up later having some other developing along the way that sparkles in or sprinkles in, then fantastic, you can develop those, but concentrate on what you know that you're feeling that are your strengths, and practice those and develop those. So that's a really great question, Julia. So you want to make sure that you're just practicing the gifts that you know that you have and develop those. Michael says, what changes will the dimensional shift bring to our physical bodies, or will we be more ethereal and less dense? Will we have longer lives as a result? See, that longer lives is interesting. Not necessarily. It's going to depend on how people handle this shift. What change is going to bring to their physical bodies is people are going to start feeling more out of body. They're going to start feeling a little bit more, I guess I would say you might have some more things where you're feeling, this is going to sound funny, but I feel like this all the time. So you guys, you get to experience what I get to experience. So hold on to your chair, because this is not awesome all the time. So you might be feeling some physical effects, might be feeling more dizzy, might be feeling more out of body, sort of might be feeling a little bit more disconnected, like up in the head area, kind of like you have a head cold or something. And that's just going to be the spiritual body and the physical body being a little bit more separated. That's going to be some physical stuff that you're going to notice. And you're going to be noticing that you're going to feel a lot more emotional. You're going to be feeling, because your spiritual body is what's tied to your emotions, you're going to be feeling a lot more of that. You're going to be feeling like kind of more mood swings, more intense mood swings, more intense energetic mood swings. So you're going to be, your feelings are going to be on Mach 10. Anything that you're feeling like happy or not so happy, you're going to feel like it's heightened to a whole new level. Also, the creative aspect and creative side of yourself is going to be like really poignant, and you're going to be feeling like you want to be more creative. That's going to be another thing that's going to be on your with the dimensional shift. So you're going to be pulling away more from, like I said, the physical aspect. And unfortunately with that is going to be, some people might experience depression, because they're going to start feeling a void inside them. And unless you're, here's where it's really important with the shift, you want to be moved towards nourishing your spiritual body and your soul. You want to be moving towards things that make you happy. Moving towards happiness has never ever been so important in your entire life. Like, now is the time that moving towards happiness is going to make a major impact, because happiness is directly correlated to your spiritual body, and that is going to be very important right now. The more that you move away from happiness, the more that you are going to start seeing physical things manifest. So you're going to start seeing more physical stuff, more cancers, more just different ailments, sicknesses. It can even be a common cold. It doesn't have to be anything major. But you want to be very carefully moving towards happiness. It's super, super important. Or you're going to see it in your physical bodies as a result. Now, will you live longer lives? Absolutely, if you're in tune. As long as you're in tune to your spiritual body, you will live a longer life and feel very good. The more that you try to navigate from being in tune and go, well, I have to do this or I have to do that, and this is what I need to do because my brain's telling me that this is the right thing to do. The more that you do that, the more that you're gonna not do as well. So it's really important. And Jennifer says, I'm so happy I finally caught you live. Hi Jennifer. Good name. I'm glad you caught me live too. This is why I tried to do it a little bit later today so that some people could catch me after work or whatever. And Gail says this explains everything. Well, explains everything. Well, that's a good chat then, Gail. I don't think I explained everything, but I'm doing my best. So, Kirsten did post something in the group. Where do you and others here on this page recommend start when you feel the shift inside? Meaning, how to learn more about us, who to speak to locally, what book should I read, etc. By the way, a friend recommended a book, Journey of the Souls, very interesting, completely different perspective than what we were raised to believe, you know. Okay, I have no idea about Journey of the Souls. I've not read it, so I can't comment on that. If you're enjoying it and it raises your vibration, then fantastic. That's wonderful. Locally, when you try to find somebody locally, if you want to find somebody to talk to or learn from, guys, always get a recommendation. It's very, very important to get a recommendation, especially if you're speaking to a psychic or a spiritual teacher. Go by word of mouth. Don't just go see people. Some people, I read people all the time that have had horrible readings, and then they come to me, they're feeling upset for 2 years. Yes, 2 years they will be feeling upset about something that they were told, and it's very much affected their life. So it's really, really important that you get you know, like a recommendation if you want to see somebody. The other thing you might want to do is, I have written quite a few books. I'm going to be teaching as much of this stuff as I can. That's why I'm doing the classes, guys. I'm literally doing everything I can to teach you everything that I know. I'm going to pull this up for a minute. I'm going to do everything I can to teach you everything that I know to help you learn and develop and raise your vibration. That's what I'm trying to do. So I will do as much as I can to help you. So I just had a dream. Someone says, hinting me to change my job. So, which I like. I think this chat is like meant everything. Everything you're saying is hit close to home. That's really good. Does the fact shift affect your dreams? My normal dreams have been, sorry, I gotta click that. My dreams have been far more out of the normal than usual. For example, I had a dream I was shot 6 times and walked away feeling a bit sore. I've been a vivid dreamer, and so that's a past life dream, Krista. That one shouldn't have you concerned. That's actually a past life dream, and that's super cool. So you want to try to go back and remember everything that happened in that past life dream, and sometime we're going to do a chat on past lives, because that'll be fun. But yes, it is affecting dreams. Dreams are being more vivid. They're being they're carrying a lot more spiritual information. But usually if you're shot or stabbed or whatever, things like those types of dreams that are very vivid, those are past life dreams. So wake up, jot some stuff down, try to remember what time frame you were in, or what your name was, or who you were, like a girl, a boy, whatever. So those are fantastic and fun when you're tapping into past life dreams. I've been receiving creative ideas in lucid sleep. Well, that's fantastic, because that means that you're really lined up and in tune spiritually. How can I guide my son who is 10 during this shift? Miriam, you want to, Krista, sorry. That's funny. Past life dreams are awesome. Don't be afraid. How can I help my son? You know, you want to guide him. Kids are super in tune with their spiritual part of themselves. So just don't teach them all the crap that you were taught. Don't teach them like you have to go to college and go do, well, unless, okay, take that back. If their passion is something that you have to go to college for, then yes, go to college. But teach them not to worry about money and what they're going to do when they get out of school. Teach them to, what would you love to do? If you could pick anything that you love to do in life, do that. When he's following his happiness and just following joy in his life, encourage it, whatever it is. If you find that he's interested in something and you can help him develop that passion. Encourage him to do that, and just make sure that he realizes that he creates a lot of things that happen in his life. He's in control of so much good things that can draw into his life. All he has to do is think about it. All he has to do is know that it's a possibility. Just teach him that there's no limits, but teach him in a positive way, all the positive, cool things that can happen. So do that. Let's see. We have Krista again. Cool. Thank you. I woke up. Sorry, I have an itchy eye today. I woke up and grabbed my dream book. Felt like an old man, possibly homeless, with a dog. See? How cool is that? You know how many people cannot remember their past life dreams? I used to do past life regressions on people all the time, and that didn't even cost you any money. You just got to do a past life thing. That's so awesome. And when you're having a past life dream, it's really cool, because a lot of times if you're having it at this time in your life, there's something similar going on in this time in your life sometimes, or sometimes it's just fun to see who you were and what you were doing. And Jennifer says that's so true. So I just popped in to do a short spirit chat today, so I will be back, but I am going to start doing you guys comment below if you listen to my podcast. I haven't done that for a little while, but I would really like to know who out there is listening to my podcast, because you would not believe how many people are like, when are you doing another podcast? Because what I'd like to try to do is I'd like to try to do the spirit chats each week, and then fit a podcast in each week, so you can do that while you're working out or do whatever it is that you're doing. So definitely comment below on if you're listening or if you listen to the podcast. I super want to know about this. Yes, I do. Oh, cool, Nikita. Hoping you could provide me on clarity on something. When people die, their soul still lives on and they're in heaven. But when they're waiting to greet their loved ones, does that mean... Sorry, I have to move this down a little bit. Does that mean that they're... have to wait for them in order to potentially reincarnate or come down again for another human experience? What types of those roles? So basically... well, I'm not sure if I'm understanding this question entirely, but I'll do my best. So when you die and pass on, you actually go into a reflection place, a reflection pod, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So you go in and you go through your entire lifetime, you reflect back into what happened during your lifetime, and the different type of major events, how you handle different things. Your loved ones are there when you pass, but then you go into this area where you do a reflection, and then once you come out of that, then you can socialize and be with the people from the other side. You can be with your loved ones all you want to, and then you get with guides and you determine when you want to reincarnate again, but you have to go through that experience. The only time I don't see that happening, because I do see when people reincarnate a lot, is sometimes when babies have if you have stillbirths or miscarriages, or just babies that like in the first couple of the days or something don't make it, a lot of times I will see those babies reincarnate immediately. Like they come right back into the womb. And that's really cool. So if you're not a little baby, then sometimes you just go through and then you can come right back in, and you can be in within, I don't know, a few years probably. It seems really quick on the other side, but here it seems like it might be, it could be 2 years, could be 5 years, or you may wait 50 years. So it just depends on what type of what more learning that you want to do, and what more that you want to experience, and how fast you want to experience. Gail, I did not know you had a podcast. Where do I go? You can go to Blog Talk, or you can go to iTunes, Gail. I'm on iTunes. It's under Hawaii Psychic, I believe. But you can also go to Keys to the Spirit World, and on the side of Keys to the Spirit World, there's a little button you can push if you want to go to Blog Talk or iTunes. And you might enjoy the podcast, because there's like 3 years worth of podcasts on there, but I haven't been doing them lately, so I need to do them more. I love your podcast. Thank you, Krista. I'm glad that you guys are saying that yes, I am listening. Okay, cool. I'm just going to get to a few more of these guys, and then I'm going to sign off for today. But I did do a live stream face chat on my main Facebook page. think that most of you are probably on my main Facebook page. If you're not, you can follow me on there. I'm going to try to do another live streaming podcast on there this week if I get time. Also on Instagram, I'm going to be doing some minute videos too coming up. So you want to make sure you follow me on Instagram. I think it's at Keys to the Spirit World on Instagram. Michael, your descriptions of the spiritual body sound somewhat like an out-of-body experience in a way, which is something I've always wanted to do. Well, they're two different things. The spiritual body is right here. It's a little bit bigger than your physical body, but it's the essence of who you are. It's the essence of your soul and how you feel, and the creativity is in there. And a lot of what you consider emotions in your physical body is in that spiritual body, and that's where you have a lot of history, your past life memories. People think that all their memories are in their brain, but they're not. They're held in the essence of who you are, which is the spiritual body. Your brain recalls when you can, but that's actually what it is. And an out-of-body experience, I guess that when you're really in tune with your spiritual body and you feel a little bit disconnected. So what it kind of feels like, if anybody who has this happen, which happens to me all the time, and it's not awesome, so I wouldn't just necessarily try it because I don't love it, but when you're out of body, it kind of feels like you're watching a movie. It feels like you're just kind of watching a movie. Everything, you're sort of just disconnected, and that's what it feels like when you're in your spiritual body. So, Michael, it may sound really cool, but it's not something that I like to do often. So, but it happens to me all the time. I'm just used to it. It's just how I am all the time. I'm new here, and I didn't know you did podcasts, but I would listen to them if you started them again. Jennifer, very cool. But again, you can go find the podcasts. There's years of them. You'd probably enjoy them. Again, if you go to keystothespiritworld.com, there's a thing on the side where it has a Blog Talk one and iTunes button. I didn't realize... Well, guys, nobody realized I had podcasts. Only a few of you. So this is awesome. So I will... I'm going to be I try to switch it up too, so I'm not doing the same thing on the podcast as I'm doing on the Spirit Chat. And then also, if I do a Spirit Chat this week on my Facebook group, I will not be doing the same Spirit Chat I'm doing now. Actually, I'm thinking about doing one about opening your chakras and different things about that on the other one. My daughter, Lori says, my daughter has been told she's here on our last life on earth. What does that mean? Well, that means that first of all, just for anybody who's out there, because I don't like the way that that's worded, Lori, is you choose how many lifetimes you want to incarnate. So nobody has control over that but your daughter. And so what happens is you get to choose why do we incarnate? We incarnate because we want to learn. So our spiritual body is wanting to learn and develop more. That's why we incarnate. That's why we're all here on this planet. That's why we've been here 10, 20, 30, 50 times, whatever. We have chosen as individual souls to come down and learn. Each time we come down here, we learn. What do we learn? We learn about positive and negative aspects of our life. Like the negativity is primarily dealt with here in reincarnation. It's not dealt with on the other side. So we don't get to learn and experience how to deal with negativity, what negativity is about. That's how we learn and grow through those painful times in our life, is down here. So what that essentially means is that this person is telling her that she's not going to choose to come down and incarnate again into another life. She'll just live her life in the spiritual realm. That's going to be slowing down for most people incarnating anyways, but that is totally up to your daughter, and I really don't think that this is her last life. I think she chooses to come down again, but again, it's not something chosen for her. It's something she gets to choose. Gail says, today I learned that one has dreams. I learned that one has dreams of past lives. So happy to have tuned in today. Many thanks. Yes. And again, the past life dreams are very real. They have a chain of events. Sometimes that there's a big event, like you get stabbed or shot or whatever, which is weird, but it's true. And you can be in a different time frame, or you may be in this past life dreaming, be like, oh my gosh, I know this person. I don't know how I know them, but I know you. I remember you. Like, you'll feel like somewhere in your heart that like I really just I feel connected to you, and you'll the whole time you'll be like I forgot you. So that's another way that you can learn. Nikita, I'm starting to listen from the very beginning, you and your co-host in 2010. Geez, and I think I've even, was that long? That's been a long time. My understanding is the dimensional shift, so we will ultimately evolve into higher dimensions, as in 6, 7, and 8, and so on, to infinity. Yes, you will, but we will still be physical. It's hard to explain because it's not going to happen the way that everybody thinks it's going to happen. It's like we're not going to become more see-through and turn into these spiritual bodies and then eventually just mold into the spiritual realm. We are primarily on Earth, where the Earth is primary. We still are going to have physical aspects to our body. The way that we behave, feel, adapt, and all of that is going to be where we're working with our spiritual bodies primarily, and that is going to be different than how we deal with our physical bodies now. That doesn't mean that we're gonna, just become different in essence. We're still gonna be the same, but we're gonna feel very different, and our senses that are connected to our spiritual body are gonna be very heightened, and those are gonna be different. It's kind of hard to explain. I listen to, I don't mean to dismiss that, but it's going to be like you're going to be here, but you're going to feel so much more connected into the spiritual realm. You're going to be able to have abilities that are connected to the spiritual realm that you've never had before, but you will need to learn to develop and work with those. That's kind of what I mean. So yes, we are going to develop and go further and further, but the rate is going to be different. I listen to Pursuit of Happiness and 10 Universal Laws constantly in the car. Oh, that's fantastic, Angie. I think you mean 18 Universal Laws, but yes, thank you. I would love to, a love one on opening your chakras and your third eye. Jennifer says, Jennifer, I don't know if you're friends with me on Facebook, but you guys, yeah, definitely with the chakras, we're going to check on the my Facebook page, and follow me on my Facebook page if you haven't already, because I'm going to be doing some chats on that on there. And so interesting. I have one last question. I have had a dream of a beautiful white small lady, looked in the mirror, and it was back in the 1800s. Super cool. Oh, you were the small lady as you looked in the mirror. At that time, I knew it was me. Gail, that's awesome. Fantastic. Okay, I will friend you now. Oh, Jennifer, just FYI, I'm at my friend limit. I'm over 5,000, but you can follow me. So definitely go, just push follow, and you can follow me. And if you follow me, I'm pretty sure you still get the same videos. So I'm going to sign off now because it's a little bit late here and I have some things to do and more podcast planning and stuff like that. So it was fun. I'm glad that you all stopped in. Don't forget to follow me on my Facebook page if you want to hear more spirit chats. If you want to do the podcast, don't forget to go to keysofthespiritworld.com. Click on the little button if you haven't heard past ones. I'm going to try to start doing new ones. And lastly, I'm going to be trying to do some little videos on Instagram if you haven't followed me on there. Oh, and I'm going to do Snapchat with you guys. I'm going to be posting that code also, just little things in between. So thanks for joining in. All right, guys, have a good night. All right, you guys are so much fun. Until next time, love you guys. All right, bye.